taking us through the headlines. Viewers, our top focus is the Deepam Rao, where there has been a major setback for the DMK government. A division bench has upheld the single judge's order, terming the lighting of Deepam as a common practice. In fact, the court has said that the fears of public disturbance were completely imaginary. They also warned against manufactured fears and also ruled that the lamp must be lit at the Deepathoon itself. Some very strong observations coming in from the side of the court there, calling the state's fear of disorder completely manufactured. So the High Court calling out the so-called manufactured fears, quote unquote, of the DMK government. It's a big win, obviously, for the devotees, for the Hindu devotees. The observations also very, very significant by the court. Now, let's take you through the observation one after the another. First of all, fears of public disturbance are imaginary, says the court, going on to call out the manufactured, so-called quote-unquote manufactured fear, saying that the lighting of the lamp must happen at Deepathoon. Yearly lighting is not going to threaten any sort of peace state. Fear of disorder is absolutely ridiculous. Disturbance is only going to happen, court says, if it is sponsored by the state. Very, very significant, very, very strong statements, observations coming in from the side of the court. It's a huge embarrassment for not just the DMK, in fact, the entire quote-unquote impeachment lobby, if we could call it that. Now, BJP is already obviously latched on to these observations. They are calling out DMK, calling out obviously quote-unquote the impeachment lobby. Dharani is joining us live on the broadcast. First of all, let's understand from Dharani what really happened in the court, the strong observations by the High Court and the ramifications of the same. Dharani, over to you for the same.
Well, definitely the Madurai Bench of the Madras High Court, division bench of Justice G. Jayachandran and K. Ramakrishnan has upheld the previous single judge order that allowed the Kartika Deepam to be lit on the Deepathoon. The court has made two important points. One is that the court has told that the Waqf board's claim that the Deepathoon belongs to the Dargah, that it is located in the premises of the Dargah, that is not acceptable. Dargah has no hold over the Deepathoon, is what the Madurai Bench of the Madras High Court has told. And point number two is that the court has told state government cannot cite apprehensions over law and order as a reason to stop the Hindu devotees from lighting the holy lamp on the Deepathoon. So apprehensions over law and order, that cannot be cited as a valid reason to stop the Hindu devotees from exercising their right, is what the court has told. So these are the two key points that we're able to see in this particular judgment. In fact, joining us now for a conversation is Advocate T. Seely, who is a counsel for one of the petitioners who did not want this Deepam to be lit on the Deepathoon. Ma'am, it looks like now the court has given a green signal for the lighting of the holy lamp. How do you see this?
I feel like it is not vindictive for either the petitioner nor the state as well as the government or any of so forth, because whatever the direction has been enlightened by the division bench is that they are allowed the lightning at the new place, which means the lightning Deepathoon or something like stone pillar or whatever the people called for only a Devasthanam, not even a petitioner who filed the writ petitioners for, and not even any political party, not even a public or neither any of the persons are not allowed to enter into the said place. In respect of that, I think it is not a setback for the central state government. For the reason they were state government's intention is not to restrict the lightning at the time of ceremony. It is not their intention at all, but it was projected alike in so far, whatever you would state so far. But what the direction has been laid out by the division bench is the Devasthanam lightning at the new place, and in addition to the existing place. And there is another direction for ASI to restrict some conditions, like no structure can be modified or any altercation has been made in the existing place like Dargah as well as the temple and whatever the places which was assigned for in Jain architect as well. And another condition is that it is come to the lightning only after the upcoming year, not for the current. And one more observation made by the division bench is that it is an apprehension of the state government if there were any communal problem had been created. That was the observation assumption made by the division bench judgment.
The court has called these apprehensions imaginary. They've told that these apprehensions cannot be cited as a reason to block the Hindu devotees from lighting the lamp.
We cannot say like that. I think I personally feel like they prevented such kind of things. So we are not aware of those things. So it is now, it is a playfully, it is an imaginary thing, and we whatever happened in Mandekad, Kanyakumari district, the Mandekad Kalavar, and what was happened based on the judgment of the division bench, the sterlite was being entirely stalled, and 27 persons, people were died in whatever that was that we can't say it
imaginary. It is completely imaginary.
Yeah,
okay,
just
you got your point.
Politically, and the ruling government had supported the private Starlight company, and certain things had been happened. Okay. We can't say it is an imaginary thing. I felt like personally, I'm a Madurai resident. I belong to the Tripuragundram and the side of area. They prevented certain things because what was happened, it was entirely narrated by, live casted by your channel as well. The person who are not connected with the Madurai region has been entered into the Madurai and wanted to celebrate in the lightning temple. So we can't predict it was not happening. It is a prevention precautionary measure taken by the state government, I feel like.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your time. Thank you for talking to Times Now. That is the counsel for one of the petitioners who did not want the Deepam to be lit on the Deepathoon. And she says that, this is not a complete win for the Hindu groups. She says that the petitioner is not allowed to climb the hill, and the Hindu groups, the members of the Hindu groups or the devotees, they are not allowed to climb the Tirupurangundram hill to light this Deepathoon. Only the temple administration has been allowed to do it. So this is not a complete win for them.
It is not obviously a complete win, but there is no doubt it's a massive setback, obviously, for the DMK government. Very, very strong observations by the court. Dharani, obviously, you've been reporting about the same, ever since the verdict did come out. Why don't you stay with us? We also have our Rajagopalan, senior journalist, also being joined by Swapnil Kothari, senior lawyer. We also have Harish Mohammad Ibrahim, political analyst, with us. I'll first come to you. First of all, Mr. Rajagopalan, sir, how do you view this verdict, sir? Very, very strong observations by the court, isn't it? A major setback for not just the DMK government, but also the entire opposition, which was screaming impeachment today. Not only has a single judge's order been upheld, the lighting of Deepathoon being called by the court as a common practice, court obviously calling out and saying that the fears of public disturbance are imaginary. How do you view, first of all, sir, this verdict and the big observations by the court?
Meenakshi, this is a great amount of setback for DMK because its legal wing failed. The Tamil Nadu government failed because it is not one judge. Total 3 judges in total have given a verdict that Deepathoon is a Hindu property, nothing to do with Muslim. And second thing, Deepathoon is not off from the Waqf board. The judges also said it is manufactured, imaginary, etc. Therefore, Deepam manufactured Kalagam. DMK is Deepam manufactured Kalagam. That is what BJP are also tweeting now. Now, point is, Priyanka Gandhi, Akhilesh Yadav, all of them went to Mr. Speaker Lok Sabha for impeachment of Swaminathan, one judge. Yeah. Now, will they go for 3 judges? DMK should apologize, and my understanding is it is going to affect the DMK in 2026 poll because DMK is having 2 enemies of the legal fraternity. One is about Karur, Supreme Court is sitting on that. Second is Deepam. These 2 legal things are going to affect the DMK very, very badly. Today, the DMK government has taken a decision. The cabinet has met. Second thing, Edapadi Palaniswamy, the leader of opposition, is meeting the governor and representing about this Deepam controversy. So it's a political issue. Now leave alone the lead, Deepak. Your correspondent interviewed a lady advocate. She was speaking one side. She did not speak the other side. Why should that type of message be spread all over the country by your correspondent? I do not understand that.
No, so she was obviously representing the other side also, and it's only fair, obviously, to present both sides. But obviously, you're also entitled to your views. Swapnil Kothari, if you could come in here, sir, as a senior lawyer. I'll come back to you, sir. Let me just once go across to Mr. Swapnil Kothari as well, sir. Sir, as a senior lawyer, do you think it also sets a legal precedent? Mr. Rajagopalan was also mentioning the so-called quote-unquote impeachment impeachment lobby, if I could call them that, those who wanted the judge impeached simply because the judgment was not in their favor, was not what they wanted. Do you think in those terms, these strong observations coming in from the side of the court, that also sets a legal precedent, sir?
Well, absolutely, Meenakshi. I mean, this is going to be a very good judgment. It's going to basically take care of all of these issues across the country where there is some sort of a religious unrest, where there is politics of religion, and where people are trying to garner votes on the basis of some of these religious sentiments held by a few people. So the thing is, Meenakshi, that this judgment will ensure that whenever a similar nature of, sort of a disagreement takes place, hopefully it will not make to the courts. And even if it does, the people who file a petition saying that, the Deepathoon should not be late, or, the equivalent of that should not be done, say, in the state of, Madhya Pradesh or something of that sort. It's not going to hold any sway. The petition is going to be absolutely dismissed. Now, as far as this case is concerned, the court came out very strongly because there was, a suggestion by someone that the judge should be impeached for passing such an order. The judges have to operate without fear or favor. They have to follow the constitution. They have to follow the law if there is a law in the state relating to a particular issue at hand. It is as simple as that. Absent politics, the politics should not even enter the four walls of the courtroom. That is the reason why the people come to the courts, because they're fed up with the politics outside the court. And that is why they want to come to the court and say that, okay, there is this constitution, the holiest document in the country, which governs the country since 75 years. So this is what we are going to follow, and this is what needs to be followed. And this is why the judges came out saying that this is imaginary. So, you read between the lines what the judges are saying, imaginary meaning being concocted by the state government. So all these apprehensions, even if you put them on affidavit,
imaginary apprehensions being called out, it's a huge embarrassment, not just for DMK, but the entire opposition. Harish Mohammed Ibrahim, if you could come in here, sir. We also have a reaction of the petitioner. We'll be playing that out. But before that, if you could just quickly come in and obviously weigh in with your views as well, because BJP now says that all those who were trying to, quote unquote, according to the BJP, appeasement lobby, as they are calling it, saying that they must apologize today.
Meenakshi, your name also hails from Madurai, Meenakshi Amman, and the Madurai as a district, it is a harmonious district where the Kallalagar festival will be embraced by all the religious people. Almost 13 lakh people will be there when the Madurai Kallalagar went to the Vaigai River. And having said that, this apprehension is not whether the law and order is a state subject. Yes. And having said that, 1996 order of the single judge and the 2014 of the division bench judgment have been done during the ADMK rule. What were these BJP were doing by then? Because they don't want to open their mouth. When Madam Jayalalitha was there, when the DMK government was there, they want to go ahead and create a division using the religion. And the Madurai people, both the Tripura people, whether they are Islamic people or the Hindu people, they don't have any issues.
Stay with the latest. Let's talk about the latest. Sir, court has said that the fear of public disturbance is something which you are also underlining. Court itself is calling them imaginary. Sir?
Give me a second. Law and order is the state subject. Whether the court has any apprehensions towards, no. The law and order will be protected by the state government as according to the inputs which the intelligence give to the state government. The court can't go ahead and give their verdict on whether the state should rule, their law and order should be
apprehension. The legal redressal is available. If you don't want to accept the verdict, then it's a different case altogether. But there is no doubt, sir, the so-called law and order you're speaking of, the court is calling it imaginary, manufactured, going to the extent to say that if there is any, fear of any sort of law and order, disturbance happening, it has to be sponsored by the state. Okay,
with the single bench order judge, the entire BJP clan from outside Madurai people have entered to the Tripurangundram town.
What everyone's entitled to their opinion. There is always legal redressal available. I can see Mr. Rajagopalan, he's raising his hand. He wants to interject here, but sorry, sir, we've run out of time. I have a reaction of the petitioner also, which I need to play out. Let's play that out, and then we will discuss this further.
ரொம்ப மகிழ்ச்சியா இருக்கு. முருகனுக்கு வெற்றி, முருகனுக்கு வெற்றி, முருகனுக்கு வெற்றி.
இப்போ டெம்பிள் தேவஸ்தானம் வந்துட்டு
இருக்காங்க மத்திய தொல்லியல் துறையுடைய ஒப்புதலோடும் அவங்களுடைய ஒத்துழைப்போடு பண்ணணும்னு சொல்லிருக்காங்க. சில கைடன்ஸ் கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. முழுமையான நீதிமன்றத்துடைய தீர்ப்புகளை கிடைக்கல. பட் முருகனுக்கு சாதகமான தீர்ப்பு வந்திருக்கு. வரவேற்கிறோம். நாங்க
ஸ்டேட் கவர்மெண்ட் வந்து லா அண்ட் ஆர்டர் காரணம் காட்ட முடியாதுன்னு சொல்லிருக்காங்க.
நான் முழுமையா படிக்கல. எல்லாம் முருகனுக்கு வெற்றி. நான் முழுமையா பேசுறேன். உண்மைதான், நீங்க சொன்னது உண்மைதான். சட்டம் ஒழுங்கா காரணமா காமிக்க முடியாது சொல்றாங்க. உண்மைதான். நான் முழுமையா உங்ககிட்ட பேசுறேன். தேங்க்யூ. எல்லா
That is the first reaction of the petitioner, Mr. Rama Ravikumar. He is the main petitioner in this case, and he says that this is a victory for Lord Muruga. This is a victory for all the Murugan devotees, and we will light the holy lamp on the Deepathoon. We will light the Kartika Deepam on the Deepathoon is what Rama Ravikumar, the main petitioner in this case, is telling us.
And we have a BJP reaction also coming in. Remember, over the verdict, a debate has already begun. The BJP is already welcoming the verdict, this time urging the Stalin government to respect the verdict, saying that the DMK must stop blatant misuse of power and allow devotees to light the Deepathoon. That's the latest reaction coming in from the side of the BJP. This is K. Annamalai, who has said that the honorable judges of the Madurai Bench of the Madras High Court have dismissed the appeal, the petition which has been filed by the DMK government, and all of that has been dismissed, going on to say that the judges observed it is difficult to comprehend how a mighty state could harbor the fear that permitting representative of temples and devotees to light a lamp on stone pillar on a single day in a year would disturb public peace. Going on to caution by the BJP cautioning the DMK government and saying that the judges remarked that the state should not stoop to such levels in pursuit of political agendas, hoping that the DMK government will stop its blatant misuse of power and respect the verdict. The verdict is out. Right to light Deepam is upheld. Very strong observations coming in from the side of the court, which is called the panic by the Stalin government. Absolutely ridiculous and imaginary. My colleague Amita is live with us. Amita, take us through K. Annamalai's tweet first of all.
Well, as far as, when we speak of Meenakshi, the BJP has been welcoming the verdict, and they have been saying as this is a validation as far as the Hindu devotees are concerned, and they plan to light the lamp at the Deepathoon. Here is Mr. K. Annamalai saying that the honorable judges of the Madurai Bench of the Madras High Court has dismissed the appeal petition filed by the DMK government and the batch of pleas challenging the verdict passed by the honorable Justice Thiru G.R. Swaminathan, and saying that in their order, the honorable judges observed that it is difficult to comprehend how a mighty state could harbor the fear that permits representatives of the temple and the devotees to light a lamp on a stone pillar on a single day in a year that would actually disturb public peace. The court categorically noted that such disturbance could arise only if the state itself were to sponsor it. The bench has also clarified that the Deepathoon, situated on top of the hill, belongs to the temple, strongly cautioning the DMK government. The honorable judges remarked that the state should not stoop to such levels in pursuit of political agenda, and the court also noted that the alleged apprehension of a law and order problem was nothing but an imaginary ghost conjured up by the authorities for their own convenience, with the potential to pit one community against the other. Annamalai says that we hope that the DMK government will stop its blatant misuse of power and respect the rule of law by allowing the devotees of Lord Murugan to light the Deepam at the Deepathoon, as the court has rightfully affirmed. So this is now the BJP leader welcoming the court order.
All right, so BJP welcoming the court order. Debate continues. This is a very, very big observation which has come from the side of the High Court. Major setback for the DMK government. I'd like to thank all the guests and obviously Amita and Dharani joining us with all these details. We'll step into a short commercial break. News and updates on the other side. Please don't go anywhere.